Okay, this morning I'm going to make or attempt to make, I'm going to try to make the rockers. I'm going to make them, take a chunk of scrap 7075 T651, and I'm going to cut the face of the profile of it and the face of it, and then I'm going to part it off with a slitting saw and vise on the mill. So I'll show you. This is what I'm planning on doing. This will be the raw stock. You forget that that part is showing. I'll come in with an end mill on the side here, like that, and I'll cut the face of it part. Then I'll go and do another setup, and then I'm going to come down and mill the profile. I'll mill the profile around it. I'll mill it down slightly thicker than what the material is, and then I'll come in with the slitting saw and the conventional and cut it off. Anyway, that's the plan. We're going to go over to the NC and we're going to set it up and see what we can do. I got the programs loaded, and it's still set up from something else that I was working on. So what I need to do is I need to move this vise stop over here. There we go. And slide that over here. Come on, get the Allen wrench in the hole here. There we go. All right. So, and here's it's just a scrap block, and what I'll do is I'll end up cutting this profile in it, however it looks, like that, something like that. Anyway, I'll lay it like that, and I'll cut that first down about 300, and then after I do that, then I'm gonna have to flip it around. I'll have to flip it around like that. I should have left that vise stop over there and put another one on, and then I'll mill the profile. And once that's done, then I'll go ahead and do the other side. That way I can do a full two of them, one set at a time here. So let's give her a whirl. First thing I need to do is find this back edge and find the vise stop edge. So I need to take my end mill out, put it in the edge finder. Okay, I need to get a 1/2-inch edge finder in here. Come on. All right, 1/2-inch collet. So I was going to take in my stud going down, my drawbar. I was going to take and knurl that so it's easier to turn. It's not so smooth. Someday I'm going to do that because it's kind of a pain in the butt. If that was knurled, it'd be a lot nicer. All right, now get the edge finder up. This is a 1/2-inch edge finder. I gotta drop the knee down. Hopefully the battery's good in it. I should probably check that before I get carried away here. I'm going to turn the light out. And what it is, this is an edge finder I made. I copied it off of one that was on the market, and I thought, I seen those on the market, and I thought, I can make that. So I went ahead and I made one. And yeah, battery's still up. I was always going to change that light bulb, an incandescent light bulb, to an LED in there. I never did. I guess I just don't use it often enough. You know, we'll just snug it up. And just turn the machine on. Reset. Move over here. And bring my Z down. Now. Oop. I crank the V up until I get past the lip. And now slowly feed in. Just going to get it close, and I'm going to go to my little hand wheel here. Right there. I'll drop down. That's 100. So I'm going to go to my readout over here. I'll have to fire up the drives. And I'm going to zero my Y, and then I'm going to punch in 100 thousandths minus 100. So minus 100. So that one should be set. So now let's go over and pick up the edge finder. I'll just move in. And then I'll move over to it. And I'm gonna have to turn the light on because I cannot see how close I am. Okay, got a little ways to go. I don't like the hand wheel on this this pulse generator on this machine. It's a real, you know, for the price they charge, they could have done a better job at that. Otherwise, the machine is pretty decent for the price, but the hand wheel, no. I was always going to buy another pulse generator and try to retrofit a different one in, but just never do it. You can hear the clicking. It's a chintzy plastic piece of crap. So, and that I don't like either. My finger accidentally hit the go button. So, luckily the last program that was in there, it was off over there somewhere. That's a good thing to do, is dump the program out before you... Wow, that got my heart going. All right, I'm gonna dump the program out of there before, so I don't do that again. What I'm doing is going to delete the program out, so there's nothing in there. There. Hoofda. All right, let's try this again. Got a little extra thrill this morning. Thank goodness I didn't have an indicator in there. That would have been, I would have been buying a new indicator. Oh well. Well, I always say, learn from your mistakes. Well, there's one right there that I definitely won't do again. I can guarantee you that. All right, let's get that back over there close. complaining about this hand wheel, and right away getting close right there. Should be getting close. I'm gonna turn the light out. I didn't mess up the battery or something. I'm just gonna make something contact just to make sure that I think I did. Definitely not making contact, because I think I'm up against it already. Yeah, there, battery is. I'm gonna back up and come back down. Might have to put a new battery in that. Right there. Okay, right there. So we're at plus 100 there. So I'm going to go X, turn my ports back on. And that'll be 2.1. Oops. No. X. All right. I'm going to drop the knee down, and I'm going to take it to 0. And hopefully it goes to the right spot. Wow. .1. Thought I entered that. Okay. Here we go. Return to 0. Okay, that's Z0 right there, and X and Y0. Let's go down and see. We're there. Should be on that corner of. I'm just gonna make sure after that little bit of incident there. Don't wanna. All right, so we're there. So we got the corner dialed in. Now, load part, we're going to go this way first. And we'll tighten that up. We don't have my Z set yet. So, tighten that up right there. Take my edge finder that survived near disaster. But yeah, I think I am going to put an LED in there. It's less, the battery life would last a little longer too. All right. And that end mill that I had in there, probably a pretty good one. It'll work. So now I got to go back to a 3/8 collet. Definitely got to knurl this. Or get a power drawbar, but God darn it, you know, I keep looking at them, and I keep looking at the builds to build one, and it's another one of those things that's on my list, but I just never do it. I got too many of those. I want to do fun stuff, not. All right. So I'm going to take Z back to 0 here because I raised it up. So I'll return to 0 again. And I'm going to take my handy dandy height setting tool here. And what I want to do is this is going to set it at 1 inch, so I got to move this up exactly 1 inch. So I turn my relative on, put in 1 inch on Z, and move up 1 inch. Okay. So now we're sitting at Z 1 inch. So now I can bring this up. I can bring the knee up to it. If we're going to fall off the edge, I'm going to have to move over here. There. See, I got an LED in this one here, and I really like this thing. It's one of my better builds, I think. Just crank it up until it touches. Right there. Right there. So, we are set. Now I can load up a program, and I dumped them both in here. So I need to open rocker arm. And I'm going to drop, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in the 100,000s. And then I'm going to take and return to 0, which is going to be 100,000 now above that corner. And now I'm going to tell the machine to set 0, which will save 0 from, it'll read the 0 from my soft stops that I have. I have a soft stop on my x-axis that I just move over so I don't have to go all the way to my hard stop. And what it does is it remembers the exact number from that soft stop to there, and it puts it in the beginning of the program so it all of us knows where it's at. So we go to set 0, and it's going to tell me that, hey, it's going to run to the extremes. So is everything out of the way? Yes. So there we go. That goes all the way up. Now it's going to go. I have a soft stop here too, but I never set it, so it's going to actually go into the max travel. Here I got a soft stop set, which is going to be right about there. Now it registered that number and it goes back. And it goes back to the 0. And you'll see, if you look on the very first line, it put a set 0 in there, so now it knows where it's at. So if it loses itself, it can go right back to the 0. So I'm going to dry run this on graphics, make sure everything looks okay. Looks fine. I do have the right end mill in there. That was a 5/16 or 3/16, which should have been. Yep, it's already in there from last time because that was in the spindle when we came over here. One more time. Looks good. I'm going to move the Z up and then crank my knee up the one turn. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to give it a run. Here we go. Well, turn my spindle on. I had turned it off after the heart attack. He said, okay, here we go. Should take it in 100,000 steps. I didn't get wild and crazy on this. I don't know which way is better, with the light or without. And it don't look like it's cutting. It doesn't look like it's cutting too bad, so it's cutting pretty decent. Something I should have checked though is to make sure I had enough room here to not hit my stop. That was a second cut. This is a, oh yeah, we got plenty of room. I do little parts like this a lot. They can do all the cutting up to a flat plane on the part and then go ahead and part them off with a slitting saw. Saves a lot of setups that you don't have to make then. It looks like we're done. That looks pretty nice, I think. Looks good. So, I'm going to deburr this edge so it sits down flat again. Get a file over here. Taking this draw file the bottom of it a little bit. Okay, so we sat like that. Now we're going to take and flip it. And we're going to do the same thing over here. That way we'll have two of them on here. Slide it up against that. Lock it down. And we're ready. Hopefully you won't get bored watching it again. It's going to be 3 passes here. Actually went pretty good. Other than turning the spindle on with my electronic edge finder in there. Nothing like that to wake you up. Make you pay attention. So now when we set up the second op, the only thing we'll have to do is pick up the edge, because we have to swap from one side to the other. Which I could do that pretty easy too, I think. We'll just take and lay a 1, 2, 3 block in there, slide the stop up against the 1, 2, 3 block, move over 3 inches, and we got it set. Sounds logical to me. Ta-da! All right. we'll see if this works. What I'm going to do, take this out, since I got to move the stop to the other side now when I go up to, because I want to stay against that, so now the stop will have to be over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take and open up the vise. I'm going to take my 1, 2, 3 block, slide it up against it, so it's tight against that stop, lock it, get my Allen wrench, if I can find where I laid it. I just had it here. Really? Really? Not sure where I laid it. Thought I'd put it back in my toolbox, but apparently not. Let's see, I got an end mill. I took the end mill out. I think that I would have, I don't suppose I sucked it up with the vacuum. I'll bet I did. I'm going to have to find another Allen wrench. Well, dog. That one's too small. Oh, I was laying in my toolbox off to the side. I think this is the one, yep. So now I'm going to just take and loosen that up. Put it over here. Slide up against it. And lock it down. And then take the part out, or the 1, 2, 3 block out. We'll have to reset the height. That'll be something different. Put it up against the stop. And now we need to go over here on our and turn our relative on. We're at X0 right now, and we want to set it to 3 inches. 3. And we want to move it over 3 inches. Right there. So then we turn our relative back off, and we take our Z, and our X, I'm sorry, and we zero it. And now this was stored in that program, and it's no longer valid anywhere. We're going to load a different program, so I need to go find the other program too. Okay, so now we're in the second program. And I'm not even going to mess with setting this, because that went pretty quick. I'm thinking that this one will go pretty quick too. The only thing we have left to do is set our Z. It's setting at 1 inch on the readout, so all we need to do is come over here somewhere and bring our set gauge over, bring it up until it touches. And I actually think I'm going to go, let's see, what is the depth I'm going at? I want to see what depth I'm going to. Trying to find it in the program. My finish pass, finish pass. And we are going to a depth of, trying to find my Z move. Well, it's here somewhere. I must have not transitioned from 300. I'm going down 300 thousandths. I'm going to leave it right there then, because I wanted to end up with like 250 thick. Yeah, I'm going to go down 50. So it'll be 350. Actually, not down, up. Hopefully I got enough room on my stop. I'm just going to lay a scale in there just to make sure. Oh yeah, we're at a little over 400. So we should be ready to go. I'm going to do the draw up here. Just make sure it looks right. Yeah, that's what we want. Okay, so reset to control, turn the drives back on, and here we go. And this is also in 200 thou, and I'm plunging straight in. I might have to put some fuel in this. I don't know. Maybe not. I was pretty conservative on everything. I didn't kick the feed rate way up or swinging around the end. Could have drilled a hole too while I was, oh well, I'll do that over conventional. And plunge back down another 100. Again. Oh, I was going to mention this the other day that a good chip brushes are a cheap paintbrush, and then take and cut the bristles off. Cut them, you know, because they're normally about that long. They're a pain in the butt if they're long, but if they're nice and short like that, it works nice. And the cheap ones actually cut nice. You can cut the bristles off pretty easy. Works nice. They work nice for. You don't have to worry about, you know, if it grabs a few of the bristles and cuts them off, no big deal. I know somebody gave me grief once about I was taking my scale and they seen that and they go, oh boy, that's not very good. And I agree, it's not. Chip brush works much better. But that's a cheap chip brush, like I say. Just buy the El Cheapo paint brushes. I get them at Menards. They come in a bag, and it's like 7 or 8 of them in a bag for a couple bucks. Okay, this should be the last pass and then a finish pass. Finish pass will go a little faster. Kick the feed rate up. I could have probably ran the roughing passes at the same feed rate. Stuff cuts pretty decent. It's tough material, but it's not that hard to cut it and have a good finish. And should swing off and back to 0, 1 inch above. Looked like it worked pretty good.